We're back in Sanur. It's a veritable festival of Sanur because we've been doing so many videos here over the past few days. And the reason is because I'm back in town for a little while before I go overseas to Spain. Today I wanted to do a few things. I want to catch up with a guy who retired here to Indonesia quite some time ago and built his own house. Get an update from him. You might have seen him on one of my other videos. His name's Dane. And the other thing I want to talk about is a increase which has been announced by the Director General of Immigration here in Indonesia. He's actually announced at a press conference that the price of visas is going to go up. Those tourist visas are going to go up. So I want to explain a little bit about that, what the quantum of that increase is and how it's going to work. And there are some oddities with it as well that we need to discuss. So let's get stuck in here in Sanur today. It's a good day for it. Bit of cloud around, but the weather's good. It's about 10 o'clock and I'm walking down the main street of Sanur, Jalan Danau Tumblingan. And I'm actually meeting up with this guy, Dane, here at Cafe Dasa, which is a new cafe. Now, I've already shown this on the channel before, but I want to try another one of these cakes that they've got in the window over here. Hello.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good, good, good. My friend's here.
Is over there?
Good, mate. Good, mate. How's your eye?
Oh, it's a bit better these
Is it?
days.
Hello.
My mum.
Hello. What's your name?
Annie.
Annie. Nice to meet you, Annie. So Dane was on the channel, how long ago now was it, Dane, that I visited Lombok that time?
Yeah, at least a couple of months.
At least, yeah, more than that, maybe 3-4 months. You haven't been home for 2 months, you said?
Yeah, no, I had the operation we're talking about, and I decided I needed to have 2 months off, and only just returned to work, which is a good thing.
Right, so they've been doing some scraping on the eye or something?
Yeah, what they call a epiretinal membrane, which is scar tissue on your macula, and they scrape that off while I watched under local anaesthetic, which is...
Oh, no.
Yeah, actually, it was quite interesting. I was talking to him while I was doing it.
Wow.
I'm so immune to eye surgeries and local now, which probably doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Are you on the road to recovery with that eye, do you think, or not? Or is it...
Look, I suspect I've got what I've got.
Yep.
It doesn't appear too badly anymore, but I've got a bit of a Picasso distortion, so that's interesting. But yeah, look, I think it's just what the cards.
What about surfing? How's it? Are you able to surf or not?
That's terrible. That's been the biggest impact.
You need to get an eye patch on like a pirate.
I've tried the eye patch in the water, and you need the vision,
the
depth perception. Yeah.
Oh no. So is that going to do you for that? You reckon or not?
I have to relearn.
Yeah.
With what I've got, and I have been trying. I've sort of gave myself a new surfboard present.
Oh, nice
incentive. But yeah, no, that's probably the biggest impact at this stage, and. Yeah, so we're working on that's a work in progress.
Yeah. So, as a bit of sort of background, Dane has built a house over in Lombok, in a place called Rupiah, which is near Kuta, Lombok, and it's a big surfing area. Well, it never used to be a big surfing area; it used to be a small one, but it's getting more popular as time goes on. Especially southern Lombok really is becoming popular with it. What did you say that they're Europeans these days?
Yeah, predominantly Europeans, younger and learn to surf crowd. So increasingly it's become very crowded in the lineups and dangerous.
Dangerous?
A lot more injuries and a lot more damage to surfboards. You know, up to 200 people on a surf break.
Wow.
Is insane. Like globally that's a maxed out surf break. But being learners, they don't tend to even understand that, or you can't see it from where you go with the boat. So, yeah, it is a little bit. It's a good business for the village, but for generally there was established surfers in the past, and they will avoid the place now.
How is that affecting your? Because surfing is central to your life. How is that affecting your life here in Indonesia, as the place that you sort of thought you were going to live forever because of surfing is now changing? Is that a big thing? Because that's happening in Bali for a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. We've talked about that. It's for me, I don't generally surf Rupiah, which was going to be the retirement location. And I've pulled a rabbit out of the hat. We go to some of the more less known places.
Yeah, secret ones.
Yeah, and even picking the eyes out of certain places you go to which were popular but are now not popular due to fashion trends, media trending. Yeah, I'm not going to say them.
Yeah. So do you find that people are clustering in areas that they've seen on social media?
100%. It is social media driven. I mean, in Rupiah and Kuda Mandalika, it's a Spanish YouTuber influencer of some kind and has increased dramatically the nationality of Spanish there. And, for example, many nationalities are, Uluwatu up the Bukit and, Canggu's kind of its own program entirely. But, I mean, there's definitely some areas which were immensely popular in the past, which have become, less trendy, which is good. Empty waves,
So you can basically summarise it that social media is ruining the joint, in part.
Definitely has focused on specific areas, which I would personally tend to avoid.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's massive influence.
Yeah.
That's what's driving it.
Do you sort of, in the future, is that going to dictate where you live?
We were talking about it before. I will probably have an alternate house location, something to go to avoid. Yeah, look, Rupiah's a little bit written off as far as surf goes at the moment for anywhere above an intermediate surfer. But they're pushed out into West Sumbawa. That used to be pretty empty. That was a surf safari kind of place, but now is, guys on scooters for everywhere. So, look, it is influential where I will look, definitely. Yeah.
And you were saying last time we spoke on the video that we did last time on the channel that you were sort of thinking just broadly maybe sort of West Bali, Medewi type area. That's still sort of there in the background for you.
Yeah, look, even that's getting popular. Sort of directly across the top there, it's got a lot less people too. Yeah, definitely. Everyone's looking for the empty spot. I met someone who would traditionally have been a Kuta type person, a Sanur, but they're going up to the hills in the central area shortly, and she said she'd never been there.
Would you relocate to a place that doesn't have surf?
If I had lost the enjoyment due to either the eye or the crowds, yes. Yeah, 100%. I would pick a spot which I find it hard to do that because even if I couldn't surf, I probably would still like to watch it.
Yeah.
But look, it's definitely, I'd like to end up with an alternate place still.
But whatever happens though, Indonesia is in your future, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah.
That's fixed. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, mate, for having a
worries.
chat. We're just going to have a bit of a coffee here, a bit of a chat over. I'm going to get one of these. I've got one of these, like a chocolate tart. Dane's got a chai. What do they call that? Chai latte.
Yeah. What?
Looks nice.
With spice.
That is Mum's got with spices on it. And I've got myself a cappuccino, so we'll wait for those to come out and I'll give it a try. All right, look at that cappuccino. I've had one of these before here, and it was very good. So we're going to give it a go now. Oh, Dane's just getting a bacon and egg roll. That is a good. I've actually had that off camera once.
Do you need anything, some ketchup or anything?
No, that looks good.
That is a great coffee. I love that coffee. Yeah, that burger there that Dane's got, the bacon and egg roll, they're using char siu. Oh, the chai latte is good as well. There you go. Got another recommendation from Dane's mum about the chai latte. I know that's good because I already had it. And then I've got the chocolate tart. I don't know what that on top is. But I'm going to try it, see what it's like. I might. It's a separate piece of cake. Not sure what that is.
Selamat makan, Bapak.
Terima kasih ya.
Dried my mouth right out though. All right, let's get the tart going.
Kering dulu.
That's good, yep. That there is like a cacao rather than just pure chocolate. So it's got that bit of dryness to it, but it's not too sweet. It's actually really, really good. Oh, that's amazing, that. That is a really good place. 40,000 for the coffee, 50,000 for the tart, plus tax and service on top of that. that is a good place. I actually enjoy going there. I really do. That's one of the more modern places, a new one, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Like it suits my style a little bit. It's very casual, modern, but casual. Yeah, not bad. I would give that a go. Cafe Dasa. One of the interesting things that Dane was talking about, I was sitting there for quite a long time chatting with Dane, and he still works. And when he works, he's in a high energy mode. So when he comes to a place like Sanur, it's quite difficult to sometimes bring your level down a bit, and you can feel like you need to be doing stuff. So at the moment, he's eager to get back to his property in Lombok and work on it and fix it and do stuff because he's in that work mode. And he was saying that when he retires, it'll probably come down a few notches in terms of the eagerness to do stuff, and will get his mind right to be able to chill a little bit more. I think that's what happens, isn't it? When you're still working, you're working on a different sort of energy level, aren't you? And because of that, I can see why Sanur for some people might be very boring, because they just want to do stuff. And then for other people who are still working, it could be actually the tonic they need just to bring them down a few levels in terms of stress and activity levels. Almost forgot that I promised to talk to you about the visa situation. So tourist visas at the moment, so a visa on arrival, whether you get that in advance online or whether you get it at the airport from the desk, it costs $500,000 for a 30-day visa. And that's been in place now for quite a few years. I think ever since post-COVID, there's been that sort of arrangement in place for most countries in the world. Well, the Director General of Immigration has recently... Oh, hello.
Hey, hello.
Oh, hello. Someone in the background, he wants to shake hands, but he's got a broken arm. Let's do a left-handed one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's your name?
My name's David.
G'day, David. How you going?
Yeah, good.
Where are you from?
I'm from Adelaide.
Are ya?
Yeah.
How long are you here for?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did a week in Kuta and a week here in Sanur.
All right, what are you preferring?
Love Sanur.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Have you been here before?
Oh yeah, about 3 or 4 times.
Have ya? Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I was watching your vlogs last night. I thought you were in Ubud.
Obviously. I live here. I just go up there on a day trip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hello.
Take a photo of you too.
Okay, are you associated?
That's my daughter.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your
Lovely to
name?
meet you.
Yes.
What's your
Very
name?
happy. Amy.
Amy.
I'm so happy they spotted you.
Oh, really? Where were you?
I just in Nessa.
Oh, right. So you were actually having dinner or something?
Yeah,
lunch?
having lunch. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. How'd you break your arm? You're getting in a fight?
Oh no, I fell over a week before I came here.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Awesome. No worries,
Lovely
mate.
to see you.
Yeah, you too. All right.
We thought about the whole time we're here.
Really?
Good to see you. I watch you nearly every day.
Wow.
It gives me my Bali taste just watching your videos.
That's
so.
nice to hear, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, all right.
Love your work.
Thank you. All right.
Good to see you.
See you around,
Thank
mate.
you very much,
All right.
Cheers.
So, make sure you comment as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. All right. Getting back to the story. So the Director General of Immigration has just held a press conference a few days ago now, probably a week ago now, announcing, and this is not just a proposal, I mean, well, it's not implemented yet, so we have to sort of wait till actual implementation happens before we can actually confirm it's happening, but he's announced this is happening, that they're increasing the prices.
So, it's done.
Now, the increase is going to be from $500 to $750 if you do it online, but they're going to double it for people who want to go to the counter at the airport. Because what they want to do, they want to discourage people from lining up at the airport and getting visas, because apparently, especially in Jakarta, people getting visas there are causing massively long lines, and they just want people to do it online. So that's the story. Now, I actually thought this was sort of like a proposal or something like that originally, but when I sort of read through and researched it a little bit more, it seemed to be a rock solid decision. They're still going to go through a few steps before they implement it, because it hasn't been implemented yet. They've got to change some like laws or policies or something like that. But that's what he said is happening. So it'll be interesting to know when that takes effect, and whether it sort of takes effect. Like, it would have to take effect immediately, wouldn't it? Because it couldn't be from a certain date, because if you're... Yeah, I don't know how the system would work. It'd have to be like from immediate effect. Otherwise, if you were doing your visa in advance, you might be able to avoid the new fee. I don't know. We'll soon find out anyway. So visa fees are changing. I mean, it's sort of part of a broader immigration thing that's going on at the moment here in Indonesia, where they're trying to you know, try and regain a bit more sovereignty. And it's something that we feel all around the world, where people are feeling that they are losing a little bit of sovereignty. Countries are feeling like they're losing a bit of sovereignty due to immigration issues. I mean, I guess it begs the question as to why. The sort of stated reasons that I read were because inflation and the exchange rate sort of things have meant that the amount that it's costing us for visas now as foreigners is less than it used to cost. So they want to make adjustments for that, which sort of makes a bit of sense, I guess. And also there was a mention that it's a big money spinner for the government. They get a lot of foreign, I think they said foreign income from it. I don't know how that works because it's in Rupiah, but whatever the case, they get a lot of money from this particular fee. And I guess if you increase it by 50% or 100%, you can just double the amount of money you get. But the one catch would be you don't want to kill the goose that lays the golden egg, because there'll be no golden eggs left once you kill the goose. Is that the saying? I think it is, isn't it? Something about, no, that's good for the goose, good for the gander, and that's a different one. There's something about the golden egg and gooses, and is it a golden goose? No, I think I got it right. On that same topic, there is, it seems, a real desire by the government to sort of dampen down the tourism industry a little bit. They don't want to kill it, but there are quite strong factions in the government that isn't really happy with the way tourism is happening at the moment. Super concentrated in a few small areas, spoiling local areas and not really benefiting the whole nation. Some people in the government are not happy with that. So I've noticed that there's been attempts to try and, well, they talk about things like they want high quality tourists only, because they don't want people coming in and ruining the place and not really giving any benefit to the country, which, I mean, makes sense, doesn't it? You don't want the country being sort of overrun with people who are causing problems but not really contributing anything. I don't know if they're going to focus on the digital nomad thing, the influencer thing, which I mean, that would be the sensible approach, I think, because that whole digital nomad thing, the visa and so forth, hasn't really been in that long anyway. I mean, the acknowledgement that people are coming here to live and work remotely really only came in a few years ago. Before that, it wasn't really a thing that was entertained at all. A post-COVID type thing when people still had those work remotely jobs. And you can argue that those particular people haven't really benefited the country too much, because the claim is, oh, all they do is spend money here. They don't take a job from a local. Well, that's true, but normally that's the case when you're in your home country as well. You don't take a job from anyone else. You are just spending money there. But the other thing you do, you also pay tax. And those remote workers don't generally pay tax in Indonesia, so they use all the facilities and, you know, use all the infrastructure. Not that there's much of it, but they don't pay into the tax pool. And I'm sure if they could figure that out somehow, that would be a much more beneficial sort of situation for Indonesia. But I think the whole international tax thing is actually quite complicated anyway. As I was speaking to Dane back there, he told me that he went to a place called Warung, which I've featured on the channel a few times before. He actually got the idea from me. And as soon as he said it, I just got this hunger pang. I thought, I've got to go there. So I'm walking there now. It's like 3 kilometres from where I was, but that's no drama because I really love the roti canai at Warung. And if you haven't seen it before on one of my videos, you're gonna love this. If you've already seen it, well, you're probably gonna start salivating once again, like Pavlov's dog when he rings the bell. Oh, look at that. 2 barley made in Bali's now. They seem to sort of like breed, don't they, those places? You see one and then all of a sudden there's another one next to it, and then one like 300 metres up the road. One of the things that a lot of people will say, including me, when they like a place, they will say something like, "Saya senang di sini." I am happy here. And it's true that is a correct sentence, and it works, and it sounds proper, means I'm happy here. But there's actually a better way to say that. When you're comfortable with a place, there's another word called nyaman, just comfortable. There's an even better word than that. It's called betah. And I'll explain that a little bit, because what it means is comfortable in a place. Comfortable. So what would be quite normal to say is, say, betah di sini. Yeah? And it has a real local feel to it because it's not directly translatable into English. It's a word which you hear when people have moved from one city to another in Indonesia and they're settled in. You've got to be careful with that word betah, because that E is one of those short E's. You know how in Indonesian there's two E's. There's a sound and there's an sound. This is betah. And you don't want to say beta, because that's actually a word, I think, from the east of Indonesia, which means I. The east of the Indonesians would say beta. So you don't want to say that, you've got to say betah. And sometimes if you've learnt it wrong, you can sometimes get that wrong. I mean, I historically have occasionally got it wrong because I've read the word and I remembered the other one and mixed them up. The other word is nyaman. Nyaman's a really good word as well. It does mean comfortable, but I don't know, it feels, when I say the word nyaman, I feel that it means even more comfortable than the English word comfortable means. Comfortable for me in English has quite a clinical feel to it, whereas I think in Indonesian it's not quite as clinical, it has a more warm feel to it. I might be wrong with that, that's how I feel when I say it anyway. It was actually funny earlier when David with the broken arm tried to catch up to me. He must have been going pretty fast to catch me, like he must have had a bit of a semi-jog going on, because I was going pretty fast, like I was walking at a full speed, and to catch me, I reckon's probably difficult. So you probably see me in the background doing a bit of a jog, I reckon. I was just thinking about the whole visa situation, and it was only a couple of months ago that I put a couple of videos out saying that the visa was going to be free for Australians, because there was an announcement by the tourism minister at that point in time that that's what there was a proposal put forward, and that's what she wanted, and then the immigration minister pushed back very strongly against that. So it's interesting because now that the fee for visas is going to go up, you have a real sort of tension between tourism ministers and immigration ministers, because they have two competing objectives. You know, the tourism minister is probably assessed on their performance by how many tourists they get into the country, whereas the immigration minister is more concerned with the type of people coming into the country, sovereignty, making sure people don't overstay and abuse the privileges that people get once they are granted a visa into the country. I'm actually not that far from that warung now. I mean, it is a fair distance, but you can cover your ground pretty quickly here in Sanur these days. There's a bit more work going on the footpath here. This is the other side of the footpath to what had been, over that side they're doing. But they're doing both sides over here. That's interesting. Look at the old stonework for that guttering. The old drains. That'll have to be redone, won't it? That's like from Roman times, isn't it? I'm not sure what they're going to do. Someone in the comments recently said that they should be putting pipes in there. And that sounds like a good idea, because otherwise it collapses. I walked down here pretty fast. There's about a half an hour walk, just over half an hour, with a stop included to have a bit of a chat along the way. And it's just over 3 kilometres. But, you know, the footpaths are okay for most of the way, and they're redoing them down on Jalan Danau Poso. It is warm today though. Like, it's noticeably warmer than it has been for the past couple of weeks. So maybe the temperatures are going up a little bit now that we're getting through to middle of August. That wouldn't normally be the case, but there's certainly something changed in the air. And with the warmer weather, obviously comes rain. We haven't had the rain yet, but it's sort of threatened a few times over the past few days to sort of storm. Sort of the changing of seasons feels like it's maybe happening now. There it is, the roti. I mean, I already know what it tastes like. It's very flaky. Look at that, just beautiful. The way that sort of falls apart like that. And then I'll just dip it in there in that little spicy curry, and it's just beautiful. That there is the teh tarik. I've already had a sip of it because I'm boiling hot. It is beautiful, like really refreshing. I don't know why I love it so much, but it's just got something about it that you don't really get in any other place around here that I really like. Just something a bit, it's got sort of some spices in there that are quite nice. The thing about this food though, it's almost like comfort food in many ways. It's like totally not the healthiest stuff. It just tastes so good. I wonder if the whole experiment with Pavlov's dog and ringing a bell and the dog salivating works through the camera and the TV when I go and eat roti canai here at Warung Bunana. I think it might. That's how they cook it all there. Pakai apa? Yang itu mentega apa? Yang minyak apa? All these guys are having a bit of a joke. They do use butter. They're using Blue Band butter. Hey, oh, he's having a fun there, making his roti. Funnily enough, Dane's mum said this looks like the site of a former petrol station because you can see both roads sort of coming in like that. Yeah? And I reckon that's a pretty good observation. I don't know whether it was or not, but it just looks a bit like it, really. It's been great to get a bit of an update from Dane today on his goings on with his eye and whether he's, how he's feeling about living in Indonesia. It's also been good just to have a bit of a walk around town, to have a bit of a look around what's happening. And it's always sort of nice in Sanur just to see what the lay of the land is today. Thanks for coming along for the ride today, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, man. Sampai jumpa.